Hey, what's happening, guys? I got these boards back from PCB Way, and these are the guitar pedal power supply boards. And you guys had quite a bit to say about them, and I'm glad you did because after going over your comments and whatnot, I think we're gonna take this board and redo it. Like I like some of the things I got going on here, but not enough to keep going with this. So give me a moment, and we'll jump over to the computer and see what we can do. Okay, so we're taking a look here at the schematic for this thing. And as you guys rightly pointed out, this won't work. Let's zoom in here and see if we can examine the problem. Okay, so we've got 9 volts coming in through here. And if this switch is on, our 9 volts will pass through here and then here and then out to our connector. Unfortunately, it's also going to go around here, through there, and it's going to light both of them up. So we're going to have to rethink how we do this. But we're going to rethink a lot of stuff here. This part I think is good, but let's just start from scratch and do a whole new thing. I think that's probably our best bet here. All right, let's get started by bringing in some power. So this is what we are going to call power in. I forget that. Okay. So let's have a look at our old board. Okay, we've got a reservoir cap across it and then a switch. So let's put in our switch first. All right, so there's our switch. Put it there, make sure we give it a name. We call it power switch. And in one position, it will be off. In the other position, it will be on. Something like this. So now let's take this, which we're going to be bringing in, I don't know, about 14 volts probably. So let's get a resistor. And we'll put our resistor coming down off the switch like so. And our resistor is going to be, yeah, it's going to be 1K, so that's perfect. Then we need a little LED to let us know that it's powered up. Let's grab a 5mm red LED. Put it in like that. And we'll put a ground reference here at the end. So now we have our power coming in with a switch. So that's good so far. Now let's grab tip switch. We'll put it in here. We'll rotate it. Yeah, a little something like this. That looks good. And now, since this is basically going to be like a bus, we have to connect all these up here. This is our input. And you see this connects here, just like so. So now when the switch is in this position, the LED will turn on and it will send our input voltage to this half of the switch. All right, so good, good, good. Now let's figure out how we're going to do the other side of our switch. So we're going to need our 9-volt regulator. And we're going to need our 12-volt regulator. Something like this. And now we can do our outs. All right, how are we going to do this? We're going to need our grounds. One there. One there. Well, if you guys don't like this whole kind of stream of consciousness thing, me trying to figure out what I'm doing, you know, you don't have to watch. I won't get too upset if you don't. So that port 1, we're going to call this out 1. Connect it up like so. Copy this guy. We're going to paste him. Like so. Connect those guys up. And they are each going to need a capacitor. And one of these guys here. That's just kind of going to go like that. Goes up. Then it goes over into our ground connection there. And what size is it supposed to be? 9.33. Yeah. So we'll call that 3.33 UF will be fine, I guess. Copy that. And we'll paste it over here. Connect up our grounds again. Now we have to do the same thing again down here. Something like this. And then we're going to need our switch. And this one we will label out 1, so we know what we're doing. Rotate this. That's good. And then we just need to connect up our outputs. All right. So now we get to the meat and bones of it all. How are we going to do this? Yeah. Okay. So how are we going to do this? Well, let's start off by connecting these. These both need to go to that joint there. Something like that. But what we need now is a resistor. And while I'm here and thinking, I can just add that in so I don't forget it later. Okay, so let's get our LED. I'll set it up here like this. We'll say this is out 1, 9. So that is our 9-volt LED. I think I want to do this. Go like this. So there's our 9 volts. Comes into here. Feeds the LED. Then we need a resistor. And ground. Right? All right, let's do this again for the other side. We'll start with that. Then our LED. Then a resistor. And finally, our ground reference, which I can just drag out here, something like that. All right, let's follow the current. So we have our 9-volt coming out of here. If this switch is on, it will pass through. It will feed that. But then it's going to turn around. And it's going to hit that. All right, my research has showed me very few 12-volt pedals. In fact, there are more 18-volt pedals than there are 12-volt pedals. The majority of pedals that I have found are 9 volts, center negative. So what we are going to do here is we are going to call the herd. Goodbye to you. So we're just removing the 12-volt from this. And we'll just clean all this up here a little bit. And move this over here closer. Shoot. So now our 9-volt output feeds that guy. And feeds that, and there's no 12. All right. That diode's really not needed now, but I'm going to leave it there anyway. So now we're going to duplicate this thing. So there's one. And now we need out number 2. And there's out number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oh, that goes there. All right, let's draw our lines. When I say draw our lines, I mean put in the traces, obviously. Okay, good. Let's copy this all up again. We don't want you. That ain't working. Shite. All right, let's move that down there. Now I should be able to copy them all. Yes, good. Copy. Okay. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, give me 1 second, and I will put them all. All right, so there is our schematic. Let's make it a PCB, right? This is saying I want it to be 130 by 90. Let's see if we can't make it a little smaller. Let's go 99 by 75. This is just a guess. I'm hoping I'll be able to get everything on there. We'll certainly find out, though. All right, let's start with our input, which I'm going to put right here at the back. And then hopefully I can get all of our outputs in here as well. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it's going to be close. All right, let's align them all. See if we can't get them in here. Oh my, I think we can do it. No. No, we can't do it. I'm gonna get these as best as I can. Try and line these all up. And then we will make our adjustments as we go. Okay. Now we'll select all of these guys. And see if we can move them over just a little bit, like that. Now this guy has to come back in so that we can get all of him. There, good. Now I can move this. How far are we going to go? We're going to go over 2 lines, huh? A little something like that. Move some things around here so that I can see better. Oh, don't do that. Yeah, now I can see better what I'm doing. Okay. Okay. As you can see, I added some labels here so we know what we're working with. Next up, we're going to put in the LEDs. One, 2, just trying to center them right now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So what I can do now is just select all these as a group. And align their centers so that it's nice and neat like. Then the other thing I want to do is I'm going to turn off their prefixes like so. All right, let's yeah, looks like that one goes there. Interesting. This one goes here. Again, we're just lining up the centers. And once all the centers are lined up, we'll simply align the bottoms like we've done here. You see most of this work is just quite tedious. So now we'll select those guys and align them. And save. Always a good idea to go ahead and save. All right, so now we've got some resistors and some diodes. Yeah, let's put our diodes in. All right, so what I did is I just went ahead and laid all the other components down. So everything's just kind of in a row. We have our output jack, then we have our LED telling us whether or not that output is active, and those are controlled, of course, by this switch down here. Then we have our voltage regulator, we have a diode, we have our resistor, and then we have all our capacitors down here. So next up, we route. I'll be using the auto router, and here she goes. No failures, 20 vias. We'll save it. Let's get a look at it in 3D. Not 1D, not 2D. That's right, I'm talking all 3Ds. So we have our power switch down here. Click it on. This light will go on as long as you have something plugged in here. Then each of these will switch on one of these outputs, and you have 8 separate outputs. You know what I didn't do though? Let us unroute. Let us go to the bottom layer, and we need to lay in our copper, our ground plane. We'll go over here like so. Boom. 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 All right, now our copper's in. Now we can reroute. Save it. And we'll get a preview. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like that. All right, I'm going to save this, and we're going to order these boards. Okay, so I saved our Gerbers. Let's go get an instant quote. We're going to quick order our PCBs. We'll add our Gerber file. Remember, sometimes this doesn't show up, but hey, today it did. Excellent. Single pieces, 5 of these, 105 by 75, 2-layer, materials FR4. Thickness standard is fine. Track spacing good. Solder mask is black. Silk screen is white. No edge connectors. Tick, we don't need hassle. And we'll get them ordered. That's all there is. Alright guys, I'd like to thank PCBWay for sponsoring these videos and the gorgeous PCBs they make. Even though I didn't like this board, that's my problem. That's my design I don't like. Their work is always phenomenal. Thank you guys for watching these videos. I wouldn't be here without you. Thank the patrons. Couldn't do it without them. If you're not a patron, there's a link down below. $1 a month is all we ask. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Big thanks to everyone, all the time. That's it. I'm out. Peace.